What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the series. Today we are doing parking brake shoes on the Impreza. If you guys watched the last video on the rear brakes that we did, you'll know that we kind of screwed up a little bit on the parking brake side of things. So we have some new hardware here, which is the pieces that we needed, and we also got to do a couple of different things. One, I have to get the car jacked up all the way in the air so we can adjust the parking brake correctly, and to do that I need all this space. My garage is a freaking mess right now, so first things first, before we do anything, we're gonna clean all this up. But I'm gonna do, or attempt to do, a super in-depth tutorial on this, because this is something that I didn't even know was on these cars, and I don't think a lot of people realize that it is either, and if they do, they probably don't know how to change it. So I've done a bunch of research on it. I'm fairly confident that I can get it done, and we're gonna put together a pretty good little tutorial on it. So with that being said, I'm gonna get the garage cleaned up, and then we'll get it pulled in here and start getting to work.
Electric Boogaloo. You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time to light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Okay, car is in the air. I think we're gonna start with the driver's side. Now, in this video, I'm only gonna show one side. It's the same thing for both sides, obviously, but only gonna show one side. The other side, once you guys learn how to do this, it'll be super easy, and you can do it on the other side. So, let's get into it. So in order to get to the parking brake shoes and all the hardware and springs and all that good stuff, you're gonna have to take your caliper off, brake pads off, and of course the rotor, and that's just so you can get to it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now.
Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
So here is the setup for the parking brake shoes. Obviously you have these two, what they call the shoes on the outside. I can go ahead and give you guys a better look. These are the ones for the passenger side. They're not currently on the car, which is what I'll be doing later on today. But for now, this is what they look like, and I'll be able to show you guys once I pull it off. But here's what the shoes look like. They basically have this material, same as like a regular brake pad, I would assume. And they just kind of sit on the outside like that. And when you pull the e-brake, however this mechanism works, these kind of expand out into the inside of the rotor, and that's what makes your e-brake work. Now, some cars have this type of setup. Some cars have a brake line running into the caliper, and then when you pull the e-brake, it pushes fluid and compresses the piston inside the caliper, and that's how the e-brake works on that. But for this car, This is the drum brake style e-brake system. So in my opinion, this is really dumb. I don't really like this setup at all, but I don't really have a choice for right now, and I kind of need my e-brake to work. So we're gonna pull all of this off. I'm gonna show you how to do that, and then we're gonna put all the new hardware in. So the first thing that you're gonna want to do is remove these two springs right here, as well as this little triangular retainer. I use pliers for this to get them off, and then the retainer just kind of pops out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna back the camera up a little bit. And just like that, that spring comes out. And once that spring is out, you just kind of turn it and push it out just like that. Here we go, so I've popped both springs out. Just gonna go ahead and try and grab this one with one hand. Go ahead and pull this off. Grab the other spring, rotate it, and it comes out just like that. Now you have the top two springs off and the retainer. You can go ahead and pull them apart a little bit. Next is gonna be this little plate thing down here. I'm not really sure what that's called. You just gotta kind of wiggle it around and pull on it until it comes out like that. There is a spring on it, so remember that. Now that we have all of that stuff out of the way up top, next we're gonna move on to these little retainers right here. Now for my car, those were super rusty, super corroded, and they were a pain to get out. There's one on each side, but again, I just did the parking brake shoes, so I got them cleaned up a little bit, enough to where they function like they're supposed to, but I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. Now the key to doing this, see how that little pin sticks through? You wanna be able to push on the outside of this circle and then rotate that pin as well. So I use kind of two sets of pliers, needle nose, and adjustables, and I push the little circle in, and I use the needle nose to rotate the little piece in the middle to the right, and then it will come right out. This is going to be really hard to show you guys, but I'm going to do my best. And sure enough, I can. So, sorry that unfocused, but that was pretty much the gist of it right there. You're going to pull out this little circle retainer piece and this little spring as well. You can go around on the back side of the knuckle, and that little pin will push straight through. You can go around back here and pull it out. And all of this hardware that we're pulling off is getting replaced today, so that's why everything's being removed. So we got that side. Now we can go ahead and move on to the other side. I'm not going to show you guys that because we just did it. Same exact process over here. Just like that. Popped out. So now the only thing we have left to do is, if you look down here, you've got this little cog. Whoops. You got this little cog thing down here, which is actually your parking brake adjustment. And then you've got this spring right here, which is what holds the two shoes together. So this is all basically just gonna fall right out once we pull these shoes off. And then I will show you the very last step once we get that off. You're just gonna go ahead and spread these apart, pull down. As you can see, we've got this little arm attached, and we will get to that. And then down here, once you compress these two together, you'll see that the spring comes off, the long spring that looks like this, and then the little cog adjustment piece comes off as well. So now we only have one thing left to do. If you look back here, there's kind of this little C-clip, and this is a real pain. So just to give you an idea of what you need to do, because it's going to be pretty hard to show it, you basically need to get a flathead screwdriver in between and twist it and rotate it and basically get those two C-clamp pieces to come apart. Now we're replacing this, so I don't really care if I ruin it. So I'm just gonna go ham on it. Just like that. When you pull off this little C-clamp, there's also gonna be this little metal washer behind it, which we're replacing both of those. And once you do that, you can separate the parking brake shoe from this little piece right here. Now, that is fully disassembled other than removing this bit right here, but I'm not going to do that because it's really not that necessary. So, if you're putting new parking brake shoes in, you would go ahead and grab your new shoes and get ready to start reassembling in the exact same order that we disassembled. We're going to go ahead and grab the new little washer and C-clip. So this is how it's going to look when it goes back together. So just remember the orientation when you're kind of flipping things around. Washer on, C-clip goes on, and then once you have the C-clip on, you kind of need to squeeze the two ends together so it'll stay on that little piece. Just like that. Now that is not going to come apart, and as you can see, moves pretty freely just like it should, and then that will go back on like that. Almost forgot one last thing before we start reassembling. There's going to be these little bits all around. There should be, I think, 6 of them. We definitely want to clean those up. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure why. I just saw a guy do it in a video, so I'm assuming these are like contact points of some sort. That looks like it has some rubbing on it right there. So I'm just going to take some brake cleaner, spray it down, take a wire brush to it, and just try to clean it up as best as I can. Alright, so now we're good. I got all these little contact points cleaned up. I think I'm actually going to get this retainer set and then try to do it after that. I think it may be a little bit easier for me to do it that way. We are going to get the spring hooked in down there, like so. We're going to take the little cog gear wheel thingy, hook it onto this. Well, that might be the easiest way to do it. So I got to keep some pressure on this, but I set the retainer on this side, so I got this one mounted, and then I put the little gear wheel thing in between the two, mocked this side up where it was going to sit, put the spring in on one side, grabbed the other end with the pliers, brought it around, put it in place, and that was probably the easiest way that I've been able to do it so far. So done. Alright, so both retaining pins are in. Seems like the brake shoes are mounted up right where they should be. If you look, that is how they should be on the top. This is how it should look on the bottom. When we go to adjust, we're going to be turning this little gear towards either up or down, I can't remember. We're going to have that retainer there, that retainer over there, and we're going to go ahead and get that retainer in up top with the 2 new springs, and that'll probably be the hardest part. Before we do that, we've got to get this piece back in. Almost forgot about it. Up. into place. Basically, you're going to take this spring, pop it into that hole, bring it over like this, and then you're going to use whatever method you have determined is best to try and put this spring. And trust me guys, this sucks. And there it is. So essentially what I did, the left one right here goes on pretty easy by taking a pair of needle nose and just kind of pulling on it until it goes around this little piece. One thing I want to mention, make sure this little triangular retainer piece is set correctly all the way back. It kind of sits on, can't really focus, but it kind of sits on this little piece back there. Make sure it's pushed all the way back, then you'll get this spring on. And then when you move on to this side, it's a little bit more difficult because this parking brake shoe is going to sit about right here. So not only do you have to pull the spring over this, you have to also pull the parking brake shoe. So what I did, and I can't really do this with the light, what I did is I took a flathead screwdriver, the skinniest one I had, put it through the hook of the spring here, and I kind of put the flat part on the back side of where it was going and pulled the spring out until it kind of came over, and then I used a pair of needle nose to kind of guide it up onto that little nub right there that the spring hooks around on. And that was really all I needed to do to get it on there. It was a little bit of a pain, I'm not gonna lie, but that is gonna do it for the rear parking brake shoes. So really all we have to do now is adjust these and make sure that the parking brake itself is going to work. Alright, so I think I may have it adjusted pretty well. As you can see, right, so it doesn't really slide on easily. Well, now it does, right? So the rotor goes on pretty easily. So I'm gonna adjust it out. Basically adjust it out super far, okay? And then when you go to put the rotor on, it's gonna get to a point where it doesn't even fit. So once the rotor doesn't fit on, you want to slowly bring it back in until the rotor will slide on fairly easily. Still a little too snug, so we're going to bring it down just a little bit. Bring it down one more. And I believe we will be good there. So the rotor slides on pretty good. We still have movement forward and backwards. So that is adjusted. We're going to go ahead and throw the caliper on with the pads, and then we will be good to go. And there you go. That's how you do the rear parking brake shoes on the RS. Now I'm assuming it's going to be the same for any disc rear Subaru. I'm pretty sure most of them share this same kind of setup for the parking brake, but that's it. I mean, it's not super complicated, but there are a few things that can be a little tricky if you don't know what you're doing. This is my second time doing this, so it's a little bit easier for me, but I tried to make as informative of a video as I possibly could for you guys. Hopefully you got some good information out of this. Hopefully if you were stuck on something that I said helped you figure it out. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out the whole series on this car. We're modifying this car every week for an entire year. If that seems like something you guys would be interested in, at the end of the video I will have links posted for previous videos. But other than that, that's pretty much going to do it, and I'll see you guys next week.